Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Inflammation is such a buzzword now, and we don't realize, most of us don't realize how it can have an impact on our health, a major impact on our health, and eventually lead to lots of challenges like disease and illness. What is inflammation? And we're not really talking about if you bang your arm and you hurt it and gets inflamed. We're going a little bit deeper into your body when we talk about inflammation. She's going to help us out with that. She's somebody who helps women stay healthy, find proper nutrition all the time, and she's back with us. And she's all part of Blossoming Corner Nutrition. Alla Shredi joins us on the program. Alla, welcome. How are you?
Hi, Steve. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm well. And question, did you go for your jog or walk this morning?
Of course, and I did my weightlifting as well.
Oh, well, good for you. Yeah.
Yeah,
I hit the gym. I did the treadmill a little bit, not too much weights this time, but just lots of stretching, which I don't think we realize how important stretching is, especially as you get
of
older, right?
course. Yes, of course. Actually, I'm doing a training program that teaches us how to fall and how to stand up again. And that's very, very important, especially I'm pregnant and I don't want to fall while I'm running, right? So if I fall, I want to be able to fall correctly without getting injured.
These are the things that we don't normally think about, but yeah, it means a lot. And coming from somebody that I was in my 30s and took a fall on some ice, never forgot it. I had stitches from here to here, it all healed, everything was fine. But now whenever there's ice, I tiptoe like a 90-year-old man because
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
going to
same
repeat
here.
that.
To be
Yeah.
honest, I'm scared. So I get these ice things that you put on your shoes to run. I don't know what are they called.
Wow. Okay. Inflammation. Let's talk about that. Big word
Mhm.
now, hearing it everywhere. What exactly is inflammation?
So inflammation is not a bad thing, actually. It is when our body recognizes that there is something harmful, and it starts with the healing process. However, now it's being used a lot, and we can hear it a lot because whenever we eat something, our body recognizes this as something harmful and starts with the healing process and it starts attacking itself. And that's how we get the autoimmune diseases and the chronic diseases that you can see that are really widespread nowadays.
So let's start at the beginning when inflammation takes place. Do we know and okay, let me rewind that. Does inflammation always happen because or mostly always happen because of nutrition?
So that can be a cause, but there are other causes as well. It can be, for example, the environment, or maybe the change in the weather. There are many other causes, but nutrition nowadays is playing a very big part of it because of the way the food is processed, and it is causing the major type of it. But however, it can be caused by other things as well, or a combination, not only one thing.
Hmm. Okay, when we talk about inflammation, I've often heard that there are certain foods that really do
Mhm.
cause inflammation, like historically.
Yeah.
What would some of those be?
First, the sugar, that's one of them. The other one is gluten, dairy. Uh, so those are the big, big ones, and and any processed food. So those are the really big ones. So that the idea is to keep it simple, without gluten, without dairy, and no sugar, unfortunately. But I know this. For me, I do not believe that we have to have um, like a strict diet for everyone because we need to eat everything, but in balance. And for example, I try to avoid these food as much as I can. However, if I have a birthday party, I'm gonna eat them. So that's the idea.
Okay, when we talk about sugar,
Mhm.
is it causing inflammation in all of us or only those who are maybe more sensitive to it?
So the thing is, it causes inflammation for all of us. However, we like some people, they have the symptoms clearer and they're like bigger symptoms than others. And that's why some people think, oh, I have to reduce the sugar or I have to reduce the gluten. But then other people are suffering from those problems, but they are not really feeling them. And from my experience, is like when someone ages, they're gonna start feeling the symptoms.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So you're saying as you get older, inflammation is easier to feel the symptoms of it.
yeah, of course.
Okay. Wow. What are those symptoms? Why don't we stick with sugar? Gluten, we kind of got an idea what's going on in terms
Yeah,
of your digestion, but let's say,
yeah.
sugar. It's in everything. A lot of people love sweet stuff, but
Uh,
maybe they're not connecting the
mhm.
sugar to what they're feeling. So let's talk about some of
Yeah,
those.
yeah. So, for example, for me, it really showed a lot when I had my first son. I used to have a drink that's full of spices and sugar every day in a huge quantity, and then eventually I started to have joint pain, and that was like related to sugar in a direct way. Like I stopped the sugar, I became good.
Wow.
Yeah. Other
Can I
people,
ask you, when you
yeah,
say sugar, what do you mean? I just like specifically what were you eating?
that was white sugar with cinnamon, with nuts. It's like things that will help in lactation. It's something in our culture, and it was full of sugar because it was full of spices. So they had to put a lot of sugar to make it taste good.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's the reason. And although like some of the spices are really good and the nuts in it are really really good, but still the sugar made a lot of damage in my body. I was not able to carry my 1 year old son, or even less than 1 year old, because of my joints that were painful. And of course, I had brain fog. That's part of the inflammation. The moody, I was so moody. So all of this is connected to the sugar and the inflammation from the sugar. I used to go to the doctor every week and they would say, no, nothing, there is nothing wrong with you. Until I figured it was internal inflammation. When I stopped this sugar, I became like transformed.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
And would you say that you had challenges, were those aches, joint pains, and all of that
Yeah.
from things not adding sugar, but just the things that were sweeter? Let's say you had a candy bar. Let's say anything like that. Would you still experience that stuff?
So now I cannot actually eat sugar a lot because I cannot take that sweet taste anymore. My taste buds changed.
You know what?
But
I
yeah.
just jump in and say I'm the same exact way.
Yeah.
I've loved it as a kid, and I was kind of a
Yeah.
large kid back in the day.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, I'm like, what? I'm gonna grab that ice cream. Let's say you're at a dinner or function or whatever,
Yeah.
and there's this slice of cake or something.
Yeah.
This is gonna be great. I get nothing from it. My taste
Exactly.
buds, it's like it's a non-event. It's like,
Exactly.
well, that
So
wasn't
that
really worth it.
yeah, so that's why I could not tell now if I go back what will happen. But I know like at that time I also had lactation cookies. I had lots of that drink and lots of things that was really sweet then. And now I eat dark chocolate that's 90% cocoa. So I cannot eat sweets anymore. So I cannot answer this question to be honest. But
Oh,
I guess yeah.
funny you should say that because dark chocolate is my favorite.
Yeah.
And when it's a higher concentration of like 90% cacao or cocoa,
Yeah.
I love the way it tastes. It's got kind of a like a tart kind of,
Yeah.
but I'll give it to people I'm around and they're like, "Oh, how can you eat that?" I'm like, "Yeah, but it's great and it's good for
Yeah,
you."
yeah. You know what? Last time when I was in the grocery store and the person on the cashier asked me, do you actually eat this 90% chocolate or do you cook with it? I said, no, I eat it. It was like, what? Is it good? How do you eat?
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
I look for the highest concentration. I
Yeah.
think the most I've ever seen is maybe 93%, 90, maybe
Uh,
94 once in a store. But yeah.
yeah,
And again, they say it's good for you. It's got
it
antioxidants,
is.
it's good for your heart and all of that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
once, just digression here, but a couple of years ago, I went to a cacao ceremony
Oh, nice.
where they have the purest you're going to find anywhere comes directly from tropical rainforest, and they added a little agave to sweeten it up. They didn't need to for me, but it was there.
Mhm.
It's supposed to have euphoric properties, like just make you think more. And again, it's
Ah,
it's it's just chocolate.
yes.
Um,
Yeah,
and it turned into a meditation where there was a
nice.
breathing exercise, and all of that combined, especially the breathing exercise. Never did anything like that before. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you, out of the 15 people in the room, everybody was crying in a good way, thinking about, because they told us, think about things that you want to change in your life. And I don't know if it was a chocolate, I don't know if it was a breathing thing, but I'll never forget it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
amazing. I love
Yeah.
that. Cocoa has a great anti-inflammatory uh, ingredient. Like it is anti-inflammatory. However, because how they do it, usually in chocolates or in cakes, they usually put a lot of fat and sugar. But if we took it, the like whatever we're doing, like 90 or 95 or even 85, it will be good. I really recommend it for people,
Gotcha.
even the diabetic people.
Yeah. Oh, didn't even think about that. Um, so when inflammation is happening, like in you with sugar, you have challenges with joint pain. How about some of the other things that inflammation can cause in terms of pain? And when I say that, it could be anything, and we're not just talking about sweets here.
Yeah, so I noticed a lot of women that I like, a lot of clients, they have brain fog, they cannot focus, they don't have energy. These are all connected to the to the inflammation, and they always are tired. So those are all inflammation symptoms, brain fog. Um, someone, there's I read it somewhere that even that sugar is connected to Alzheimer and because it is really connected to the brain and its function. So that's all inflammation symptoms. And
Uh,
I have seen it clearly and directly with my clients, especially those who want to lose weight because we have to reduce the sugar. They reduce the sugar and they start focusing a lot. They get promoted in their work. They become so energetic. They start waking up without alarms, and it's like, wow, what happened?
hmm.
Yeah,
Wow. Um, I'm thinking here that it may be important to keep a food journal.
of course, yeah. So I I do this like I recommend this like in different ways. So for some people who are actually just tracking, yes, like a normal food journal that would be great. However, for the people who do not know what is actually causing the inflammation, I would track it in three columns. And this is I took it from a functional nutrition uh, doctor. So and she does it in three columns. The first column is called food. The second column is called mood, and the third column is called poop. So whenever you eat something, you're gonna see how did your mood get affected. Are you lazy? Are you tired? Are you angry? Whatever, even dizzy, or you have a headache. You write it in the mood. In the poop, there's a like there's a number, the Bristol chart. You have to write the number, and then you can tell which is like your digestion is not good. That means there's inflammation or there's something that's not appropriate for your body. So it depends what is the person trying to get out of this food tracking. I would recommend the right tracker for that client or
I love
person.
that idea. And I think we're all so busy that we're not mindful of the food
Yeah,
connection to the way we feel. We just think, I'm just a little off
exactly.
today. maybe I didn't get
Yeah.
enough sleep. I'm got brain fog.
Yeah.
It may be what you ate. And I think maybe we talked about this in the past, but dairy is not my thing anymore. Uh,
Yes.
didn't even, and it's only been in the last couple of months. Can't really eat pizza. People tell me as you get older, it presents itself. I'm going to be
Yeah.
honest with you. Last night, uh, I made dinner and I love cream spinach. Loved it as a kid. Haven't had it in a long time. How bad could it be? It wasn't good
Oh.
in terms of
Yeah.
digestion. And I know
Yeah.
that it's food related,
Yeah.
especially I guess dairy or whey related,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it presents itself right away. It was like maybe
Exactly.
2.5 hours later, I thought it's not feeling right. And it was cream spinach. What is that? Cream. So,
Yeah.
I didn't think
Yeah.
that would make a difference because it's not pure dairy, although there is
Yeah.
whey in it, obviously. But
Hmm.
we'll be having just steamed spinach in the future.
Yeah. You know what? My husband has been really cutting out all the dairy, and at the beginning, we were trying dairy-free alternatives. We did not like them, but now in Vancouver, there's a lot of options. Now we can find really good like alternatives,
Hmm.
and there's a good cream cheese. I think that you can use it instead of the cream, or you can use coconut cream. And because
Hmm.
I've been using those, but try not to get the sweetened coconut cream,
Yep.
and they are really good. You cannot tell like the difference. They are really
Wow.
good alternatives. So really, it's like I know this might feel difficult. It's only at the beginning because you're gonna find good alternatives that's gonna make you feel good and as well
Sure.
keep you healthy, and you're gonna enjoy them.
Yeah, and things have changed. Like I remember years ago, my friend had a lactose intolerance
Yeah.
issue, and he had not real cheese, call it that. um, and it was kind of like plastic, but that
uh,
was many
that's
years
yeah.
ago.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
very different now. And you mentioned
Yes.
coconut cream. I do want to just throw in there that coconut cream is not the same as cream of coconut. They're very different. So if you are shopping for it, um,
Yes.
making sure you get it right. Because I
Yes.
learned
Yes.
it. You
Yes.
you
Yes.
learn these things along the way. How about some other thoughts about inflammation? What foods can cause it? How it presents itself? We've identified a few of those. How about some other ones that might come to mind?
um Yeah, so for example, for my husband, he really has a big like big autoimmune diseases, and he's losing his hair, he's getting skin issues, and as well, these are the main ones, and he did not even know that these are linked at the beginning. This has been so long. He did not even know that this is linked to food, and then we started with this like 10 years ago, but we keep adding to the list things that he cannot eat. And yeah, so it's mainly like food, skin issues, skin patches, and losing hair. This is how he gets it. So some
Wow.
people might get it in this way.
Is that connected directly to food?
For him, I don't think it's only food.
Okay.
So for him, I think it is combination of weather, and it is, I think, a combination of like scents, because now we are doing more tests to know what is behind that. Now even I have changed all the products that we use at home to toxin-free products to avoid all of these maybe the inflammation that is like causing the inflammation for my husband. So yeah, so it is
Hmm.
not only the food, but also like uh, the laundry detergent or
Hmm.
the cleaning products. All of those, I'm changing them. I have actually changed them, and we're just checking if there is anything in the weather, because sometimes the fall and spring can cause the autoimmune system to start reacting.
Yeah, a lot of this we don't realize that
Yeah.
it's our environment or things that we're doing, right down to
Yes.
laundry detergent that could be causing issues. That being said,
Mhm.
can those things cause inflammation? Like, for example, inflammation within your body, a laundry detergent, or something external, not just food that you eat.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
So I think, for example, that's for 100% sure for my husband. It's a combination. His autoimmune is getting really like really bad. So I think it's not one factor, and of course stress, stress as well. Yeah.
Stress will do
So
it. Stress,
yeah,
they we always hear about it, but we don't really
yeah,
give it the attention that it deserves. But stress can do such harm in every aspect of your body, from digestion to brain fog to
yeah,
it's probably the number one thing next to food that we would look at, in terms of being healthy.
yeah. Because I have tested this as well with my clients. Um, the clients who have severe IBS symptoms, when we give them the tools to relax, when they meditate and breathe, and when they eat when in a relaxed state, what is it called, the parasympathetic state, they actually reduce their IBS symptoms to a way that even they thought it's even gone. Like, how did this go away? It's amazing how your body will react differently to food. So that's what I said the first time. Like, even if you ate the healthiest thing, when you are stressed, you're not gonna get the benefits out of it, because that's the reason, because your body is not actually getting the benefits when you are stressed. But when you're relaxed, even if it's, let's say, it is something that causes inflammation, it will be able to deal with it in a better way.
Hmm. I never heard that before until you said it last time we got together. But it makes total sense. If your body's stressed out, it's not working the way it should. So how can it process food the same way?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
these are the things that we don't know because we don't do what you do. I would never have thought that, but it makes perfect sense how that's going to make such a major difference. Um, Final thoughts of
Mhm.
inflammation connected to women. Um, does
Mhm.
it present itself differently for women in general?
Yeah, so some women, what I've noticed is that they have, for example, very painful periods where they have to stay in the bed and they cannot even move, or they're so tired, or they say they cannot go to the gym, and that's okay if they cannot go to the gym, but that might be an indication that there's an inflammation in their body and it's affecting their hormones. Okay,
Hmm.
so that's I have noticed with the same person who had an IBS, and we helped her to reduce the inflammation in her body. Uh, she had like severe PMS symptoms, and they were all gone
Wow.
with the anti-inflammatory diet.
I can just imagine how beneficial it must be to work with you because I've learned so much in a very
Thank
short
you.
period of time. And I'll tell you, I do lots of podcasts with nutrition and wellness people, but never one that focuses on just women. But a lot of what we're talking about here is for everybody, right down to
Yeah,
the if you're stressed, your body's not going to metabolize food the way it should.
yeah.
A lot of us don't think about that. We just think that stress can um, stress us out, but it's doing a lot more
Yes,
harm or damage. Uh,
yes.
Ala, how do we work with you? Tell us how that whole process works.
Yeah, so you can go to my website, blossomingcorner.com. And in the services page, I listed all the services that I have. So in there, you can book a 15-minute call as complimentary. And then if we can like we're a good fit for each other, we can have another complimentary call, which is 1 hour long. And in there, I'm gonna ask you lots of questions to know what is keeping you stuck and how to get unstuck from there.
Love the way you do that too, because the initial call is just the to see if it's the right relationship, and then you go a layer deeper, but you don't charge for that. You get all
Yeah.
the information, and then you can tell them if you can help them based on what they're dealing with. That's fantastic.
Yeah, of course, because every one of us need to hear the information from the person who they can relate to energetically.
Yes.
So if we do not relate, they're not gonna get the best out of it.
Yes. We relate energetically, but we also relate chocolately. I don't know if that's a word, but
Yes.
now I have a craving for 90% dark chocolate. Ala, always great having you on here. Really
Same
appreciate
here.
you. And
Yes.
thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.